Recently, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said something along the lines that he knows that even though I use Android, that I don't like Android, which isn't really true. There's actually a lot of things I like about Android, one of which is that it is a Linux system. Don't let anybody tell you it's not truly a Linux system. Once you've rooted this device, it is a Linux system, much like any other Linux system besides the permissions. And for the most part, the things I don't like about Android are the way permissions work. But not only the permissions work, but the fact that they're constantly changing how the permissions work and where the options are for those. Now, here's an example. Let's say you want a program running constantly in the background. In this case, I'm looking at the app info for OwnTracks, which is an open source application which records my location information and sends it to my own private server rather than a third-party server that's going to monitor everything I'm doing. Now, for programs like this or programs like Notify or KDE Connect, these are programs you want running in the background all the time, even when the phone is locked. And if you want them to, you have to go into the app settings and you come down here to app battery usage. Now, this is my old phone running Android 13. It's a Motorola Stylus G from 3 years ago. I'll click on this and you'll see that there's different options: restricted, optimized, and unrestricted. If you want the program running in the background all the time and you don't want it being killed off after the phone's been locked for a bit, you have to set it to unrestricted. Now, I just got a brand new phone, newer model of the same phone, Motorola G Stylus 2025. If I switch over to that, this is running Android 15, and I was having issues where OwnTracks wasn't updating my location, and Notify wasn't notifying me of stuff, giving me little notifications when stuff happens until I unlock the phone, or KDE Connect wasn't sending messages to my desktop when the phone was locked for a while. So I would go into those applications, I would go into their permissions, and I would come down here, or their app info, and I would go down to battery usage, and I would check this box: allow background usage, enable real-time updates, disable save battery. You would think that's all you have to do, but it was still not working. Finally, I read online that once you check this box, you have to click on the words, and then you get the optimized and unrestricted. They don't have the restricted option anymore, surprisingly. But I have to set this to unrestricted if I want OwnTracks or whatever application to constantly be running in the background and not be killed off when the phone's been locked for a while.